Hi, everyone. Good morning and welcome to our podcast in the lead up to Christmas. My name is Andy Shepherd. I am the clinical lead here at ReadyCare. And in today's session, what we're going to talk about is managing your diet and your overall lifestyle, activity levels, all of that stuff over the Christmas period. It'll just be a short one and I'll let you guys go back to work, get back to your day. But a couple of key points that I do want to go through here. So before I start, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It'll just help you stay in touch with what we talk about on a weekly basis. Subscribe button is over here and the bell icon underneath there. If you give that guy a little click, you will see it turn on, and that will mean that you get notified every time we go live. Okay, so first of all, the main issue with the Christmas period is that we talk about Christmas and people say, "Oh, sure, it's Christmas." That's my favorite expression, that least favorite that I hear from patients at the moment is "sure, it's Christmas," which is some sort of unwritten Irish rule, and I'm sure it's probably international as well, where we say, because it's a particular time of the year, I'm going to willingly and consciously and knowingly choose to eat processed food and gain a lot of weight, and I can deal with it in January, which is madness, because there's no rule anywhere that says at Christmas you must eat roses every time you go into a shop. At Christmas you must buy sugary, creamy coffees and do untold damage to your health over a 2 or 3 week period. And then you must get back into. By the way, you will not feel any bit more motivated in January than you do right now in this exact moment. You just won't. That's the reality of it. So don't buy into that. So I have a couple of key points here that I want you to kind of take home. The first one is to not to buy into the hype. So just to be aware of the hype that goes around Christmas. So Christmas, I mean, traditionally, you all know, is more of a religious, cultural festival or period of time. And this whole monetization and the whole capital kind of society and world that we live in has put a spin on it, where it's all about presents and sweets and chocolates and meals and friends and drinks and alcohol and basically anything where they can make money, where people can make money. And I'm all for it. I love Christmas, especially because I have 2 kids. I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. So I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. But there is no rule that says children must eat 8 selection boxes. None. It's just something we bought into because it was put forward as an idea, pushed by the food industry, and then we all say, okay, everyone is doing it now, so we all must do it. There is no rule that says we must eat mince pies when we go over to the friend's house. None. The other thing is, whatever about the day or two before Christmas and a day or two afterwards, or if you're calling over to a friend's house or something like that, whatever about that, having roses or mince pies. This idea too, and I did a talk on this a couple of weeks back, that stock up now for the Christmas period, that messaging started at the end of October. I took a screenshot of a supermarket ad that said stock up now for the Christmas period. And it was Tayto crisps, chocolate, things like Heroes and Roses and Celebrations, big tins of them. And people are going in and out with trolleyfuls of this stuff as if it's not still available in the shops now. So we're fooled into this, oh God, I better stock up for the Christmas period because I mightn't get a chance in the next 2 3/4 months to go and buy something for Mary and Tom calling over the couple of days before Christmas. So I would always say, don't buy into the hype. It's really important that you don't go out there and stock up on loads of that sort of stuff. Look, worst case scenario, if somebody calls to you on Christmas Eve and they call unannounced at 3 or 4 o'clock in the day, there will be some supermarket somewhere open until 6 or 7 or 8 p.m. and you can pop in and get chocolates. There's also no rule that it says it must be roses or celebrations. You might just go down to the local centre and buy a couple of the real nice cookies or something like that and have those. You don't have to go stocking up your house with mounds of these foods just in case somebody calls, because the person eating that is not going to be them. It's going to be you and them. You'll be eating those. So you get a weak point on a Thursday night at 11 o'clock, you've had a stressful day, kids are gone to bed for a couple of hours, you've had a glass of wine, and something in your head goes, to hell with it. And you say, I'm only going to have 2 roses, though. I'm only going to have 2 celebrations. And you're standing there with 16 wrappers on the table going, I might as well keep going. That's what the human brain does. That's why food is so highly addictive when it's high in carbs and sugar. So again, key message here, don't buy into the hype. Next one. When it comes to managing your diet over the Christmas period, what I want you to do is this. If you feel like you can be ultra strict and stay on track and don't eat any processed carbs or any chocolates and stuff, for me, that's not realistic. I don't want to be the one making a big deal if I'm going over to my mum's for Christmas. I don't want to be the one going, actually, I don't really want potatoes and I'm not going to have that little bit of dessert that you're after specially selecting or making or whatever. Different now if you have an allergy or some sort of serious condition, but I don't, thank God. So I'm not going to be that guy. I'll just eat it and get back on track then. but do not do the January thing. It's the biggest con. January is a different date, week, month. That's it. There will be nothing different about your motivation. And the idea that I'll get back on track on Monday and I'll get back on track in January, what you're doing there is just you're buying into a weak mindset that says, it's off in the distance and I'm definitely going to do it in January. And you believe that with every cell in your body until January the 1st comes and you're going, look, I'll start in a couple of days' time because I haven't got the shopping in. And it's the middle of February and you're up 11 pounds or 12 pounds over the so-called Christmas period. So just be careful. Don't buy into that. I'll start next week. No. What I want you to do is nominate 2 days. So you might nominate Stephen's Day, Christmas Day and Stephen's Day. For me, it's usually Christmas Day, Stephen's Day. That's it. I don't even usually do that New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, because then you're into 4 or 5 days and it's harder to come off it. 2 days and no more. It might be Christmas Day, New Year's Day. It might be New Year's Eve, Stephen's Day. It's up to you, whatever couple of days you want. Nominate 2 days and stick to it through hell or high water. Now, when I say nominate 2 days to relax and let yourself go, and I don't mean necessarily binge or just go mad and eat as much of the stuff as you can to get it out of your system, but eat an amount that you feel I wasn't deprived and I enjoyed myself, and then I'm going to get back on track. If you do that Christmas Day and you eat the stuff and you're a bit stuck, and then the next day you have the stuff laying around the house, get rid of it. I don't mean throwing the turkey and ham in the bin. Any of the chocolates and any of the desserts and that sort of stuff, get rid of it. Give it to someone, because I'd rather somebody waste food than poison themselves with it. There is no nutrition to that food. So Stephen's Day, get it out of the house, or you're going to be picking at it for the next week. Nominate 2 days and get straight back on track. Stay good up until that point. There's no reason that you can't, and then get right back on track afterwards. So that might be up Stephen's morning and you're having sausages, eggs, strawberries and cream. You're just back on whole foods and you've got the processed cereals and all the other bad stuff out of the way. The other thing you can do as well to offset the weight gain, the high blood pressure, the cholesterol issues, and the high blood sugar levels that come as part of the package when you eat processed carbohydrates and the kind of sugary, more processed stuff that we eat at Christmas, is you can offset your blood sugar levels about 30 or 40% by walking. Now, the reason I'm saying this about the blood sugar levels is if you walk after while your blood sugar levels are high, your body goes through this fuel utilization. It uses the fuel, it uses the glucose that's going through the bloodstream, which means there's less insulin produced, which is the fat storage hormone. So if you go for a walk after you eat, it offsets the damage that meal would have done. Now, that leads me to my next point, which is we have this kind of unspoken rule that we do. I hate this. I've done it a couple of times and I hate the way I feel when I do it, where we eat the crap food and then we lie around the house and we watch 2 or 3 movies in a row and we flick through Christmas specials that are kind of not great. And we watch all sorts of rubbish TV and we do that for nearly 2 weeks straight. Don't do that. So this is just, no, don't get me wrong. Again, I have young kids and I'm looking forward to watching Christmas movies with them. And I'll probably watch 4 or 5 of them over the next couple of weeks. But where is the rule that says you can't actually prep a little bit of food during the day and do a bit of cleaning around the house and get out and go for a walk every morning? So I have a challenge for you. What I want you to do, and I'll be doing this with you, is I want you to walk for half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever you can, every day that you're off. There is no rule that says you must not walk because it's Christmas. It doesn't exist. There's no rule that says you must sit in front of the TV all day long and do little or nothing, like I've been guilty of doing a couple of years. So get up, get a walk done, get out in the nice, cold, crisp, weather permitting, fresh air, and then come back in and start your day. Watch the movies, do your few bits around the house, and enjoy the period and the time with your family, knowing that you did something to promote your health at the same time. So that was my quick one for this morning, guys. I just wanted to give you a little 10-minute video that says, here's 3 really good steps that you can do to minimize the damage that's usually done over the Christmas period. Just to sum up, rule 1 or step 1, don't buy into the hype. Step 2, nominate 2 days and no more, Christmas Day and New Year's Day, or whatever your days are, Christmas Day and Stephen's Day. And number 3, consider going out for a walk every morning, and that's going to hugely offset the amount of damage you can do. I hope you found that useful, guys. Again, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Have a lovely Christmas. I'll see you before that because I'll be back on next week with a little message. Sorry, it's Chloe's back next week. Just a little message on the psychology of managing the Christmas period. Have a good one. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.